Interstate 73. Yeah. Alright, let's take a look how Interstate 73 should be. And we should have started in South Carolina through Myrtle Beach, all the way up to Virginia, to Roanoke, and then head up to Huntington, West Virginia, up to Ohio to Portsmouth, Columbus, Ohio, Toledo, Lansing, gets into Grayling with Interstate 75, heads up to Mackinac, and then it will make its final end in Sault Ste. Marie, Canada. But now we're from Rockingham and Stokesdale for Interstate 73. Like, there is no way. Why are we not getting beginning of Myrtle Beach, make its end in Roanoke, or make its end in Michigan? Come on. We get Business Highway Interstate 74 mentioned for Rockingham. We are getting Interstate 74 and 73 both signed for Asheboro. And then we'll do southbound. We get US 220 southbound for Rockingham. You can go check out my US 220 video, and my fixed version is out. As we're leaving US 220, both Interstate 73 and 74 will still head into Asheboro. Now we get another mention for US Highway 220 for Candor. We get US Highway 64 for Silver City and Lexington. Lexington is an alright choice, but Silver City I do not like. Why not Raleigh? Now we're splitting off with Interstate 74. It's time for High Point and Winston-Salem. 73 and US Highway 220. It's time for Greensboro now. Now we're going to say goodbye to US Highway 220. We get Interstate 85 for Durham. US 421 mentioned for southbound. Interstate 40 east, it's time for Raleigh. And then we get Interstate 73 and US Highway 421. Some for Winston-Salem, Martinsville, and we get Groomtown Road. So that's interesting. We get US Highway 421 mentioned. On Interstate 85 and Interstate 73, we do get a mention where US Highway 29 is. There's US Highway 29. It's shorting Interstate 85. We get US Highway 70 for Wendover, Interstate 40 East for Greensboro, and Interstate 40 West for Winston-Salem, like US Highway 421. So we're losing US Highway 421 and Interstate 40. Now we just joined Interstate 840, and we're signed for Martinsville, Virginia. Now we're losing Interstate 840 for Raleigh. We get a mention for Interstate 785. So Interstate 73 will just head up to Martinsville, but it won't make it. But Martinsville is still a fine choice. But yes, you can still sign Martinsville, Virginia, or you can put Roanoke, which is a great choice. We get US Highway 158 for Stokesdale and Reedsville. And our old pal Interstate 73. Just officially, where is it? And yes, it just ended. So now we're going to turn around and do southbound Interstate 73. Now we just get our mention for Interstate 73 South, but I like to see Greensboro. Now we just get US Highway 158 for Reedsville and Stokesdale. Now we're going to lose US Highway 220. We're just signed for Asheboro. And US 220 will just head into Greensboro. Alright. Interesting choice. Now we're just going to join Interstate 840. We get 2 mentions for Interstate 40 and Interstate 75. Both for Raleigh, Asheboro, and Winston-Salem. We do get Interstate 40 for Greensboro and Winston-Salem. Respectfully, we get US Highway 421 about to join us for Asheboro and Durham. It says we get a mention for Interstate 85. We do get a mention for US 70. It says Wendover. Come on, why not a town for US 70? And we do get a mention for US Highway 29 for Greensboro and High Point and Charlotte with Interstate 85. So we get Durham and Sanford. Now we're just going to say goodbye to Interstate 85 and US 421. Now we're joining back with US Highway 220 and Interstate 73 for Asheboro. So US 421 will head into Sanford. Interstate 40 will head into Raleigh, and Interstate 85 will head into Durham. Now we're joining back with Interstate 74 for High Point and Winston-Salem. Now we're signed for Asheboro and Rockingham. Now we get US Highway 64 for Lexington and Silver City. But Raleigh should be for US 64, not just Silver City. Like, I do not like this. Now we're just going to lose US Highway 220 for Candor. Now we're just going to join back with US Highway 220 for Rockingham. Now we're going to say goodbye to US Highway 220 for Rockingham. We get a mention for US 74 for Lumberton. We get a mention for US 74 for Monroe. And Interstate 73 southbound ends. So that is it for our Interstate 73 video. So tomorrow and Wednesday I'm offline. I'll see you all Thursday on US Highway 60 Part 2. Friday we can do US Highway 43 and Interstate 12. So peace out.